Hello, my name is Kim, and in this video we will be going through the BSB51319 Diploma of Work Health and Safety. We will also touch upon the BSB training package and who developed the training package. We want to know about that. So if we have a look at just Googling BSB 51319 and get the one that's from training.gov.au, why is that important to us? Well, the National Vet Register is actually training.gov.au. So you need to make sure that if you want to ensure that your clients or your students are accessing the right qualification, all of that information is going to be on this register here. It has been so for as long as I've been working in the industry, and it is a bit plain looking, but it does the job, okay? If you want to make sure that you're always up to date with the qualification that you are training, well, make sure that you click on the notify me of changes, and then it will ask you to either register or sign in and then subscribe to get that notification. There is nothing more embarrassing when your qualification has been superseded and you don't know about it. Okay, so as you can see here with the summary, it will go through things such as whether it's been superseded, is it equivalent, is it not equivalent, etc. So if you have this particular qualification, good for you, because you don't need to do anything because it is equivalent. Okay, but as you can see that the title here is exactly the same. What does that mean? It means that you need to make sure that you put the title of the qualification as well as the code, because you don't want to be putting the wrong code in there. People won't be happy if they actually receive the BSB 51315 when in actual fact they should have gotten the 19 version. Okay, so very important, and I'd say this all the time. It's the same with your units of competencies. If you're going to put the title, I want to see the code as well, because the codes change all the time. Okay, now as we're going through, you'll see that the training packages that include this qualification is just the BSB. Right? Now you may also see that there are in units of competencies where they've been imported from other training packages or are utilized by other training packages as well, because what we don't want is numerous duplications of the same qualification or of the units of competencies. Now that's why we have this one register. Okay, so that way everybody's accessing the same thing. Okay, so now when it comes to the units of competency for this qualification, it's all listed here. Now you've got core units, you've got elective units. Core units are non-negotiable, elective units are sort of like the different flavors that you might want to, have in your qualification, and that's absolutely fine. Now you can download the content, so you have the Word document here and also the PDF for download. Now the modification history is due to your different releases. Okay, and then we have the qualification description, like who is this qualification for? Now it states that this qualification reflects the role of individuals coordinating, maintaining the work health and safety program in an organization, and applies to supervisors and managers. So you can see usually the diploma level is going to be made for that sort of level. Cert 4 is mainly people who are sort of on the ground, going to be doing the things, right? And then a certificate 3 normally would be a person who is going to be supervised by others. Now there's no licensing or regulatory information with this one, and this is when it's supposed like your WHS reps, which is prescribed in your legislation. So in which case then, if you are going to be a WHS rep, then you need to have a certain level of training. If you're going to be a first aider, you need to have that first aid training. Whereas for this particular qualification or job role, should I say, there is no specification or requirement in the legislation to state that it is so. Now, some of you might find that a little bit interesting. I certainly do, but hey, it is what it is. And can I just say, things or documentation, specifications that are in training.gov.au is also similarly like the legislation. If there are parts within this qualification that is not done, well, you don't actually get the qualification. Okay, so as an example, if it states that the entry requirement requires that the individual has these 5 units of competencies or their equivalent, which is from the Cert 4 in Work Health and Safety, and they entered this qualification without the entry requirements. Not allowed. No bueno. Okay, so please, you need to make sure that the candidates have these units prior to actually enrolling into this qualification. Super duper important. Otherwise, you're literally just breaking the law. Okay, so I know that as a trainer assessor, you might think, well, that's got nothing to do with me. It's administration, it's procedural, it's the RTO. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing in work health and safety. It's everybody's responsibility. Okay, so you just can't say, I don't know, or anything like that. Okay. So coming down here, we're having a look at the packaging rules. Now there's a total number of 10 units, 5 of which is core, and the other 5 are elective units. Now 3 of which must be from Group A, right here, and then the remaining 2 may be selected from Group A or Group B, which is this one or this one here. Okay. Now, if you have a look at this other part here, it says or. So, or from a certificate for diploma or advanced diploma from any currently endorsed training package qualification or accredited course. Well, so what does this really mean? Well, the remaining 2 units may be from Group A, Group B, or Certificate 4, or higher. It kind of makes me think that you could get 5 core units done, 3 units which must be from Group A, the other 2, quite perhaps, if you're an adult, you've been working, you've studied, perhaps you have a unit of competency, 2 units, at least 1, come on, that you may be able to import into this qualification. How good is that, right? So, but it needs to obviously be, it needs to be current, it needs to be endorsed, so currently endorsed, and the other thing is, it needs to be verifiable. Okay, so it's not something that you've just sort of typed up into Canva and stated, yeah, because once again, this is nationally recognized qualifications. There are standards, there are regulators. You don't want to be getting this stuff wrong, okay? We do need to verify everything. So moving along, and then you've got the mapping, once again, so supersedes and is equivalent to the Diploma of Work Health and Safety, and this is the code here, the 15 version. Just in case you don't remember the mapping up the top there. And then we've got links once again to the companion volume implementation guides, which are available from VetNet, but thankfully the links are also available here. All right, now just to go back, if you ever had any curiosity, just wondering about things, not too sure about something, always go back to the training package right here. Okay, now we want to know from the training package, who on earth do we call should we need more information? So if we have a look at the training package, you can see that the training package developer is Future Skills Organization. Now, the Jobs and Skills Council were basically in effect from the end of 2023, so not too long ago, and they replaced the Industry Skills Council, right? So the ISC. Lots of acronyms, as I said, in vet, lots of to remember, but that doesn't matter. Okay, now the thing that you should note though is that sometimes these jobs and skills councils did not actually develop the training package themselves per se, right? They could have inherited them, right? Now it doesn't mean that I don't have faith in these JSCs, but it's just good to note that, all right? So if we click on their website, we should be able to see their contact details somewhere, maybe in the bounce or something, but my preference is always to call them up. Now, for some of you, you might think, oh, I'm just a trainer, I'm just an assessor, I'm not the RTO, like, why should I be calling these guys for? Do it, okay? Do it. The reason why is that they are the maintainers, they're the developers of the training package. If you have any questions about anything, these are the people that are in the best, they're in the best position to actually help you and understand what your needs are, okay? So this is who you want to be contacting, and the thing is, don't be shy, right? We're all learning. It's important to be able to access people in the know, right? And then document everything, tell your RTO about it, share the love, share the knowledge, okay? And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please share. I've been saying that all this time. Please share if you found that this video has helped you understand how to read qualifications on training.gov.au, the National Vet Register. And if you would like me to analyse any other qualifications, please put in a request below. Have a great day. We'll see you in another video.